There it is. Okay.
We'll do it in English, by the way. We had 6 years of Deutsch at school, but our English is better, so sorry guys.
Our German is still even worse than Louis van Gaal's. So I think then you should not speak German. Okay, thank you first of all for having us here. Of course we are very proud to speak for this great audience. About the project Pop-Up City, which is our blog. I think that is, I need this one. That's the blog that we have as an office. We are an office in architecture and design, spatial design office actually. And on this blog we try to share our inspiration, which is mainly about the city and everything that we think is really interesting. Yeah, let's start. First of all, this is the founders of the blog. You might recognize Jeroen as well on this picture, Jeroen Beekmans, and me, Joop the Boer. That's my name. We are from Amsterdam, and our office is called Golfstromen, which might be a little bit difficult to pronounce for not Dutch. What we do as an office, I want to shortly explain some of our projects. So we started 4 years ago by just thinking about new ideas to work with temporary spaces and vacant spaces in the city. So this was an idea, never executed, really hard to execute, making a camping place into a building. For a festival, this was an idea. So you really will have problems with fire regulations and this kind of thing. So, but we try to come up with new possibilities which inspired us. This is a project that was executed, a little bit about interaction in the city, digital QR codes, which one can read with a smartphone onto physical places, so people could read little poems, secret poems on the facades of this building. Another project that we do is organizing the Petje Kutsje nights in Amsterdam, so we're quite successful in that. We always have this full halls of people listening to stories. So we organize events as well. This is a bar we had in a vacant house in Amsterdam, which was also a project. But we're here to talk about the Pop-Up City, which is the blog we did. And to introduce it a little bit, we started in Berlin, blogging actually. We had a short trip together, I think in 2008. And we were really inspired by this city, and we kept on thinking, like, why are these cool things that happen in Berlin why are they not possible in Amsterdam? And those were things like a pop-up party under a bridge in Warschauer Strasse, a techno party, and well, it really would not be possible in Amsterdam. The police would hit you away immediately. And so we got inspired by those things, but also by the Woonzimmer bars we saw during that holiday, and by street art, as Rudolf also was talking about. So we found out a lot of really interesting projects, and then we wanted to share them. And of course, we also came along other nice things in Amsterdam, in other cities, on the internet, and we wanted to share them in the first place to each other. So we had 2 readers when we started blogging. That was us. And well, this dynamic went on for half a year, I guess, and then we took it a little bit more serious. Here in Berlin, we already interviewed, was one of the first serious articles we wrote, Klaus Overmaier. Some of you might know him. We liked his book, Urban Pioneers, so we got to interview him here, and we published the article only half a year later. So to know a little bit about how we started. But we went on and making a little bit more serious, and also try to find an idea around our blog. And that was basically that we thought that spaces were maybe too physical, and therefore also a little bit too static. So we were thinking that cities perhaps could work better if they were a little bit more flexible in terms of space use, in terms of using the dynamic of the culture in a city a little bit more into architecture. And this is one of the people that got out to the inspiration. This is Darwin, Charles Darwin, and he wrote this book about species. And this is one of his quotes. I changed only one word. Where he says species, we say cities. Actually, we thought you could see a city as an organism. So it's not the strongest of cities that survive, not the most intelligent, but the ones most adaptable to change. So basically, this pop-up city blog has become a platform for all ideas and concepts that really broad, have to do with flexible spaces, temporary spaces, projects, and all kind of inspiration, also related to media very much. And what and this is actually our breakthrough on the internet. Yanko Design, quite a big design platform in America. They picked us up when we were still blogging with the two of us, and then they called us a part of the international situationist movement. So so we had to look that up, what it means, and they also referred to us as a tiny blog that we had, and it combines observations with projects from around the internet. So I think they were quite well in explaining what we did. Here we would like to contribute to tell something about neue Öffentlichkeiten für Stadt und Architektur, which is also a little bit the subtitle of this conference. And as we didn't really know what an Öffentlichkeit was, the Google Translator said public. This is we just did something actually. So we will talk about some trends that we have been observing blogging last year, which are a little bit related and focused on the interaction of new media and the actual city. The first trend that I want to explain a little bit about is that we found out that a blogger might be the new city brander. So a lot of cities really try to put themselves forward as a really nice city, but also bloggers really contribute to that. These are pictures from the Sartorialist, a big fashion blog from the United States, and they really put New York on the international map as a fashion city. So that's their immediate contribution to the city branding of New York, and they are really big. And this is how you got to know how you need to dress yourself also in other cities. So buy black lipstick and a skirt if you're a man, and you're really good next year. Another good example of this international city branding thing that bloggers got involved in is Nalden.net. So he's a guy from Amsterdam. We got to know him quite well now, and he has this huge blog. Just he talks about what he likes, which is hip-hop songs, but which is also projects going around, art pieces, but most of them are related to Amsterdam, and he brings them into the world. He writes little pieces in English, posts a picture with it, and he got readers, and people got to like it. And actually, for a lot of people, what he writes is a little bit the picture of Amsterdam they will have. Like for example, this Nijntje, which is also Dutch, and he writes about it, gets it to the world. Another nice thing that we found out was a blog, Copenhagen Cycle Chick.
Great blog.
It's a great blog, yeah, and what they do actually is Copenhagen wants to be the #1 biking city in the world. So obviously we know it is Amsterdam, the biggest biking city in the world, but they do quite well in getting all biking projects together and pretend being a biking city. And one of the blogs that really contribute to this is the Copenhagen Cycle Chick blog, who actually posts picture of people biking, mostly girls. And when you see girls biking and they look good, oh, what do you want? You want to go to that city. It's how city marketing also works. So perhaps this blogging city marketing thing works better than doing this kind of really expensive things that Amsterdam is doing right now, which is also a little bit stolen from Hollywood, of course, so placing letters in public space and putting Chinese person in front of that. This is a screenshot from another blogger's idea. How would you spend €1,000 in Amsterdam? They shot a movie from people, they were given €1,000, people had to spend it in Amsterdam. Was a nice movie, posted on the internet, and people got to like the city maybe better. So far about this first trend. Another thing which is also a little bit marketing related and also internet related is that urbanism perhaps becomes marketing, as we've seen, but also marketing becomes urbanism. So a lot of brands focus on the city. This is what you find if you Google pop-up store, which has become over the last few years a really trendy concept. Brands brands want to have a pop-up store because it enables them to commercialize the momentum. They want to relate to their huge group of fans they have on the internet and are able to immediately bring them to a place. So in former times you needed a place without internet, and within your shop you got the people that were close by, and they were your client base. Now your client base perhaps is already on the internet, and if you focus on a certain point, you immediately have the tools to reach them and to invite them to your new point. And also it enables you to get into the local media and do stuff. So use the internet and use the internet word. Other brands use this urban intervention thing that was maybe started by artists, but also brands start to focus on this way of using us as bloggers actually. So as soon as somebody does a nice project, perhaps Rudolf will place it on his blog, and the next day we will place it on our blog, and then maybe the day after people in America will pick it up, and this way it really spreads very quick. So this is how brands find out that their marketing could be a small intervention into an urban space, really cheap, I suppose, and then we will pick it up and we will bring it further. So to give you another example, this is a Nike, yeah, I don't know how you call this kind of things, and they thought that this is only a proposal, so don't be afraid. What they thought, like if we make a nice contribution, so this actually is not only a project to see, but it's also something you can use. So actually they do something for the city. Well, you can use it as a sleigh riding ramp. Then people would perhaps place their children on it. The children will have fun. What do people want? Children have fun. They make pictures of it, place it on Facebook, place it on YouTube, and so the project will get known around the world. So they use the bloggers, they use the internet, they use social media to get known. This is the London project about bicycle lanes. London has, I think, done 10 of these high-speed bicycle lanes, and they didn't have the money to do it, so they asked a sponsor, which is Barclays, the International Business Bank, and Barclays said, okay, we want to invest in it, but we want the color of the bike path to be our Barclays blue, which actually is only a small thing, so I don't mind the color of the bike tracks, but for Barclays it's really interesting because people keep on talking about this kind of projects on the internet, but also the Londoners will think about Barclay as a cycling brand, as a sustainable brand that way. So marketing becomes urbanism. Another example is this is a Dubai metro station. What they did in Dubai is changing the names, or actually selling by auction the names of the metro station to brands. So you think it's sick, isn't it? But in the end, they were able to make this kind of really beautiful metro station out of the money. That 10% of the whole investment was paid back by only doing the names of the metro station different. So marketing becomes urbanism. And then this is perhaps a lot of American people, as you know, due to the crisis, have problems paying their mortgage. And what this company, Atsugi, wants to offer those people is selling their home and making it a billboard. And then this company will pay your mortgage for you, so you can stay in your house. So it's a little bit obscene, but on the other end, it really helps people. So try to, it's a trend, but no, you can think of it what you want, and maybe we can discuss it later. To give you a little bit of an impression of how blogging works, apparently Richard Florida, who is a main thinker of this kind of subjects, he thought that we were right, so he retweeted this trend that we posted, marketing is urbanism, and so he's also a frequent reader of our blog these days, which is nice.
Well, we first provoked him because we wrote an article on a love baby between Jane Jacobs and Richard Florida. It was like, a love baby between Jane Jacobs and me? No, thank you. This is a third trend we'd like to elaborate on. We've seen that when the internet emerged, that many scholars believe that would lead to a death of distance. Distance would become obsolete, but in fact we see a reverse development, and that means that location regains importance through a representation on the internet. I think this is a funny example. It's an ice cream truck in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is full of food trucks hopping from one place to another. This is Cool House. They serve architectural ice cream. As you can see, this is the Rem Cool House ice cream. Richard Meijer also. Richard Meijer Lemon. At a certain point, they started to integrate social media into their business, and what they did was sharing their location in real time, always and everywhere, with their customers. And this really helps them because it brings customers to the ice cream truck instead of the reverse. And what Joop also said is that in the past you had those shops who it took them years to build a circle of customers, and now you see that many you can see it in the pop-up store trend, that many shops open a Facebook page and they say, hey, we popped up and everyone is welcome for a drink and blah blah blah, and you see that it really works, and that the circle of customers is online and rearranges immediately in the physical way. Something different about sharing your location. I saw some people here that also checked in. So Foursquare is, I think, I think many of you are familiar with Foursquare. I'll explain a bit about it for the ones who don't know. You see that location-based media on the smartphones is really emerging and rising. In the Netherlands last year, smartphones outsold PCs. So that means something. It's just a matter of time before almost everyone has a smartphone, and you see, as I said, the rise of location-based media. So applications and services that enhance your physical location with digital content. This is an example. This Foursquare. This grew from 500,000 users to 5 million users last year. Now they have more than 8 million users, so they are really booming. It's about sharing your location. You get a list of locations that are nearby based on your GPS location, and as you see, I checked in at the Michel Berger Hotel yesterday when we arrived in Berlin. What we see here is that location becomes part of your identity, and especially your online identity. So location regains importance. It gets really new meaning through internet. This is also a nice thing, specials nearby. It's an orange bar at the bottom. You can see which bars, restaurants, whatever, have a special discount or a coupon for people who are nearby and can enjoy it. You can gain points with checking in. You can become a mayor of a place, which means also special privileges. I think everyone knows augmented reality, enhancing physical and public space with digital realities through your smartphone, through the camera on your smartphone. And this is an example. This is called Nearest Tube. It's no, I think it's the nearest subway. There's Nearest Tube in London. There's nearest subway in New York. It points you towards the subway stations that are nearby. So you don't have to look anymore for subway stations. It makes use of your compass on your telephone, and you can walk straightly to the subway station. But what we see with these location-based apps is that they're really functional. They are just about providing data, raw data, information, and that's all nice. But I think it's more interesting when app developers and service developers start to enhance physical spaces with new atmospheres, with stories, with new experience. And this is I think a nice example. We wrote an article on this app. It's called Wanderlust some time ago, and it just launched at the South by Southwest Festival in Texas. It's very interesting. It uses the city as a book, as an interface for a story, which unfolds while you're at different locations. So, for instance, you open the app. You want to start the South by Southwest story. It's 7 acts. It's 7 chapters. It's a spy thriller, and you first have to move to a convention center in order to get the story started. When you're not at a convention center, forget it. You just have to be there, and the app points you to where to go next and where to find the next chapter. So the city becomes an interface for storytelling, and it really integrates your physical reality with something totally new. And I think that's very interesting, and that's I think where we're going to. This is brand new. This is from Amsterdam. This app I downloaded I think only 2 days ago. It's called Repudo. These guys managed to get 1 million euros of investment. So there are some investors who really see something in this, and I think it's very interesting because it's about leaving and picking up digital presence in physical space. So again, you have to move to a location, and when you're close enough, you can pick up a present which is left by someone else. You can pick it up, you can store it in your collection, and you can drop it. And I found a present nearby my supermarket. And it was a song by a guy played with his guitar, and I'll try to drop it here somewhere in Berlin for you guys. So check it out. I think that's what I wanted to say about the third trend. Just follow us. It's very easy. Publicity.net, or like us on Facebook. We're also on Twitter. So where you get the latest updates. And currently we're in the process of total restructuring of our blog into a full web magazine, which only provides new opportunities for sponsors and stuff like that. So we're developing it. By the way, when you're in New York later this year, from July till November, we're very proud of it. We're exhibiting an artwork in the Museum of Modern Art. It's an it's a digital representation of the gentrification process in Amsterdam North, in the northern part of Amsterdam. We made a game trailer, and we tried to develop this into a game. But if you're in New York, check it out. That's what you want to say, I think. You have to add something?
No. Apart from thanks Stefan and Verena and Erik for having us here, and we enjoy it very much. And
Thank
good
you.
luck.
Bye.